In lecture series on Introduction to Radar System, today we are going to discuss solid state RF power sources, in which we will discuss impact and tunnel diode. Impact ionization avalanche transit time diode, in short it is called impact. It's a negative differential resistance device, and this negative differential resistance or NDR occurs in this type of device by creating 180-degree phase difference between RF voltage and current. It is slightly different from that of the GaN diode. The generation process of NDR is slightly different. Now, out of this 180-degree phase difference, 90-degree phase difference occurs due to avalanche delay due to finite time taken for the charge and current build-up time, and other portion of the phase difference occurs due to transit time delay for the charge pulse crossing the drift region. So 180-degree phase shift occurs in two steps, side by side, two steps. One is the avalanche delay, another is the transit time delay. Now, avalanche multiplication is well known to be taking place when the electric field is above nearly 400 kilovolt per centimeter. Electrons with their saturated velocity of 10 to the power 7 centimeter per second impacts and knocks off the outermost electrons, leading to a chain process of multiplication of electrons. In silicon, the drift velocity saturates to become 10 to the power 7 centimeter per second at 5 kilovolt per centimeter. To understand the principle of operation of impact diode, we will first consider the reed model or reed diode. Reed diode consists of a P plus N junction region along with an N minus region, this is the drift region, and N plus region for making a contact with the external world. This one is the contact layer, the conductors. So impact diode consists of avalanche carrier generating P plus N thin junction followed by a long and very low level doped N minus region. So P plus N, this region is the main carrier generation region, and this section N minus region, this one is the drift region. As we have already said that the 180-degree phase difference occurs by two different methods. One is the avalanche delay, another is the drift or transit time delay. So transit time delay occurs within this region and avalanche delay occurs within this region. Now at the end of the drift region, it has N plus layer, this one, so that it makes ohmic contact with the metal layer. When a reverse bias voltage or reverse voltage corresponding to avalanche breakdown field is applied, it results into avalanche multiplication of minority carriers around the P plus N junction. So field distribution may be drawn in this way. So near this junction, field is maximum, and since it is P plus region, so all the depletion region will be in the N side, and the field will decrease almost in a linear fashion. Then this is the resistive region, so this field is almost constant, and finally this one is conducting region. N plus is a highly conducting region, so field will drop. So generation of carrier start at say T equal to T1 here. So So first of all, we have to bias this diode. So bias voltage is such that it is just or almost equal to the breakdown voltage. Now when the RF field changes its value in this way, in a sinusoidal fashion, well, we are not going to externally supply this RF field. RF field is actually generated from the noise, and there will be some selector or resonant circuit. That particular resonant circuit will select this particular frequency, and since this one is generated from the noise, the amplitude of this signal is very weak. But still, since this bias voltage V0 is just same as that of the breakdown voltage, because of noise, when the RF signal increases slightly, the breakdown starts. Now, though the breakdown should start from this point, but actually this avalanche multiplication takes some time. So actual breakdown, so because they require to get energy from the field, and to get the energy from the field to knock out other electrons, it will take some time. So actually the breakdown or avalanche multiplication would start when the field is at its peak. So effectively, the multiplication will start, or carrier generation will start, when the field is at its peak. So at time t1, the actual carrier generation should start. Now, though after t1 the signal is falling, the voltage is reducing, but since avalanche multiplication is a cumulative effect, that means we are assuming once the electron hole pair is generated, that electron hole pair will not recombine. That means the number of carriers generated will increase with time. So though the voltage is falling, but the number of carriers generated within that region will increase. At time t equal to t2, the voltage will now below the threshold voltage for carrier multiplication. So no further charge carrier will be developed after time t2. But since, again I am saying, since it is a cumulative process, so number of charge carriers will be at its peak at time t equal to t2. That means when the carrier multiplication will be stopped at that time, the number of charge carriers generated because of avalanche process is maximum. And here we have the time lag of t by 4, or the phase lag of pi by 2, phase difference of pi by 2, because of this carrier multiplication process or avalanche delay. This is the avalanche delay. Now we are assuming during this generation process the charge carrier will not move. This is our assumption, but to understand the whole process we have to assume this thing, that charge carrier during this generation process, charge carriers will not move. That means they will not be shifted towards this through this drift region. Now once the charge carriers are at its peak, then this charge carrier will start to drift through the n- region. So charge carrier will be generated here, and then once they are in the peak region, now they will shift from n to n+ region to the other side of the diode. and this length is adjusted in such a fashion that to cover this region it will produce further pi by 2 phase difference between current and voltage, because during this drift process an external current will produce in the circuit, and this external current is shape of this current is almost square. So current will start from T2 and it will end at T4. The fundamental component of this rectangular curve is a sinusoidal variation, and the sinusoidal variation, phase of the sinusoidal variation is just opposite to that of the voltage. So the phase difference of pi by 2 occurs due to the charge generation, and further phase difference of pi by 2 occurs due to this transit time effect. That means transit from this portion to that portion, transit of carriers. So you can say the phase difference of 180 degree is there between RF voltage maxima and RF pulse current maxima at the output terminal. Since we have 180 degree phase difference between voltage and current, we can say there is a negative dynamic resistance. The microwave frequency generated may be written as F equal to Vs by twice L, where Vs is the saturation drift velocity within this region, saturation drift velocity of the carrier within this region. L is this length. The features are, it can generate frequencies up to 200 GHz. Output power is 0.5 watt. It's a CW power at 30 GHz, 10 watt at CW power at 10 GHz, and 100 watt pulse power at 10 GHz. Efficiency is of the order of 5 to 15% and 25% for gallium arsenide type of material. Noise level is very high, nearly 30 dB or even more, because of this avalanche process. Avalanche process itself is very noisy. Tuning, as the frequency is decided by Vs by twice L, that is the length of the drift region, very less tuning is possible. Application, microwave generator or local oscillator, it can be used in this way. Pump in parametric amplifier, CW Doppler radar transmitter, FM telecommunication network, transmission part of TV system. This is the equivalent circuit of this NDR device, InFET device. This side is the basic diode, and this is due to the package. Now we will consider the tunnel diode. Tunnel diodes are heavily doped or degenerate type of PN junction diode that exhibits negative resistance over a portion of its forward bias IV characteristics. So a typical IV characteristic of the tunnel diode was first observed by Esaki in 1958, and sometimes it is also called Esaki diode. The negative resistance behavior is due to the tunneling of majority carriers electrons from conduction band of N type to valence band of P type from P to V part of this section of this IV characteristics. After V point, this valley point, the normal majority current flow starts and the current increases again, just like conventional diode. So this section is this portion is actually due to the tunneling. The operating frequency is high as 50 GHz and is controlled by external circuit. Wide frequency tuning is possible as tuning is external circuit dependent. Temperature as high as 340 degrees centigrade and as low as -100 degrees centigrade is possible for use, and its performance is less sensitive to temperature. High switching speed from on to off due to high doping density and higher mobility of carriers, leading to very small recombination time. Because of high doping, tunnel diode is less sensitive to nuclear radiation or space radiation and therefore well suited for space applications. Very low noise and very low power requirement. So this is the package of tunnel diode. This is actually the N-type ball. Then we have the gallium arsenide here. Then we have the metal stand. So actually this one is the diode, and the metal contact is made. This one is the metal contact, and over it we have some encapsulation with the help of metal for inside connection, and for p-side connection we have this. So this enclosure is the ceramic. It's a cylindrical shape, you can say, cross section of the cylindrical shape. Now for donor density greater than available number of electron states, then the Fermi level goes inside the conduction band and the semiconductor is said to become degenerate and diode becomes tunnel diode. So for reverse bias, V less than 0, so under this case the tunneling of electron of the valence band to p side to the empty states of conduction band of n side takes place. So p side to inside, this is how the electron will go. So large current flows as the depletion layer is very thin, the order of 100 angstrom only. This is the depletion region, this is the depletion width, so it is less than 100 angstrom. Here the diode behaves like a short with nearly zero resistance. Now if we have a very small forward bias like this one, so what happens? Tunneling of conduction band electron of n side to the vacant states of valence band of p side, as the energy level of former got raised over the latter. So this process increases the current. This is the forward crossband tunneling. So this section is O to OBP, this section. Now forward bias below the valley voltage. Forward bias below the valley voltage near this region. So direct band to band tunnel got reduced due to level difference, but indirect tunneling continues in this way. Here the electron P of the conduction band of n side goes to the local energy state Q of the band gap and then falls to here in the valence band of p side. So this current now falls, leading to negative resistance region. This is the crossband forward tunneling continues. So P to V is this region. And finally, when the voltage is greater than the valley voltage, right here, so near this region, here the tunneling current tends to 0 and conventional conduction current, that is the conventional diode current of majority current and minority current flows, that is conduction band to conduction band and valence band to valence band, and no cross band charge flow. So it's the conventional diode characteristics here, and current increases with the voltage. Here the current keeps growing exponentially like ordinary diode. Tunnel diode characteristics is relatively less sensitive to temperature, that we have already mentioned. IP characteristics, input increases or decreases with temperature depends on the doping of N and P sides, but Vp, the peak voltage, valley voltage and valley current decreases with temperature very little. So we can write del V del T, del Vv del T rather, is of the order of -1 millivolt per degree centigrade. The forward bias IV characteristics can be represented approximately by the equation IF equal to IP V by Vp exponential I minus V by Vp plus I0 exponential V by Vt minus 1. So this section dominates within the tunneling region, that includes OPV in the characteristics, and this section is conventional diode characteristics, which is dominant in above this valley voltage in the VD region. Here Vt equal to Kt by E. So the first term dominates from 0 to Vv and second term thereafter. This is the equivalent circuit with the typical value. Negative differential resistance of the order of -30 ohm. Application of tunnel diode. Gallium arsenide tunnel diode are used in low noise amplifier, then trigger circuits in CRO, high speed counters, local oscillator for VHF TV tuner, then memory, etc. Characteristics: 1 to 100 GHz using gallium arsenide, power the order of 700 microwatt, tuning, frequency tuning of F0 plus minus 10% is possible. So if F0 is 100 GHz, this plus minus 10% is possible. So gain up to 30 dB is possible. Biasing range is of the order of 0.1 to 0.4 volt, and corresponding current 2 to 10 milliampere. Negative differential resistance -20 to -100 ohm, depending on doping, etc. The junction capacitance is of the order of 5 picofarad, and series resistance is of the order of 1 ohm. So enough for the day. We'll meet again. Thank you.